All right, Dragon Ball players, we are back at it again. Tim Palacios, the Pan God, did it again. Fresh off his top 32 at Nationals.
Yep, that's right.
How was your experience, man?
Well, there was 9 rounds of Swiss. I went 7-2 day 1. I played 4 Gammas, 3 Red Sin, and 2 SS4s. And I only lost to round 2 to Gamma and round 9 to Sin.
So lots of red and blue.
Yeah, lots of red and blue.
Yeah, that's what we figured. But let's get into the deck profile. He's been playing this deck ever since it came out.
Like the original came out.
The original came out.
Yeah, set 3.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this is the Reboot pan. Does the exact same as the original leader. First thing you play gives 5k. If it becomes 20k, you draw a card. Awakened condition is now 3 Z energy or 4 life. And when you awaken, you untap 1, draw 1. Same thing on the back side. First thing you play, get 5k, draw a card. It has a new activate main that you give a Z battle card that costs 2, a 5k boost for the turn. As far as the list goes, I played 4 Pan United Emotion. This is a card that if it becomes 20k, then when it swings, it has an auto to look at the top 5, grab any Saiyan 5 or less, add it to your hand. Played 4 of this Goku Senses Returned. This is probably the most busted card in the beginning of the engine for the deck. Pay 1, summon it, burst 2 cards, and give it 5k to become 20k, draw a card. Then you swing. Every time it swings, it combos with a Saiyan 5k combo power from the drop, and so that's not once per turn. It has an activate battle that you pay 1, you draw 1 card, restand it, and gain 5k. So you can swing twice, and that's how you get your Z energy.
And you can do that on your opponent's turn too.
Yeah, it's an activate battle. Doesn't matter the turn. So if they swing at it and you have 1 energy open, you restand it and draw a card. Yep. Play 4 of Pan Wisher of Miracles. This one is your battle trick to where you swing, you combo with a 5k, and you pay 1 and it comes into play. It has a condition to draw a card when you play it. That's the cost. So you draw 1 per, and then you give 5k with your leader, and you draw another card. At the end of the battle, then you can give something on your opponent's side of the field, minus 10k for the turn.
Yeah, good way to kind of arrival, and then you get your cards into your Z energy so you could awaken the leader too.
Yep. This one, Great Ape Son Goku the Aggressor.
The best card in the deck.
Arguably, yes. You can chain this. It's only unique. It comes into play at the end of a battle when your opponent has 2 or more energy. So you can swing with your leader, combo this, gain 5k combo. Comes into play, give it 5k, draw a card. If you have another card on the field, you can swing with that, combo with it again, combo another one, and then that one will come into play, and you just keep looping them.
Yep.
Play 3 Goten, Hyperspeed Rush. This card is a draw 2 for 1 energy as long as you have 3 or more energy. And it has an activate main to pay 1, give something on your opponent's side of the field, minus 20k for the turn. It's also a double striker.
So how do you do the balance between trying to select to play a battle card and then trying to play your Defender of Life?
If I'm at 4 or higher, pretty much my opening play is always Defender. If I'm at 3, then I play this guy first and then I'll go into Defender if I want the extra draws. If I'm not worried about that, if I want to play more defensive, then I'll play this guy for 1 and I'll leave 2 open. And then I can just pass turn and have defense energy. Play 3 for Gohan. This is the new Gohan Rares. And it's not so much for the fact that when I play it, I can give things on my opponent's side of the field minus 10k for the turn. It's more for the fact of if I combo it and it goes to the Z energy, I can pay 1 and I can give something on my opponent's side of the field minus 15k. So like against Sin, when they're summoning their Ice and their Nova and they think that they're safe, they swing with it, I just combo this, put it to the Z, out combo, pay 1, get rid of it before they can actually minus it and get all their effects.
Nice. How relevant was that minus 10k to your opponent's field?
The 15 is it's actually really relevant. I was using it almost every match. I was getting rid of like even for SS4 when they were summoning their Gokus or their Vegetas, the 20Ks, either crit or double strike. Then I'd combo with this, and they wouldn't be able to swing with it for the turn. It just shut it down. And speaking of all the negs that I have in the deck, we play 2 of one-hit wonders. So every time I neg something, then I have the option to play this. It comes into play when you give something on your opponent's side of the field minus any type of power.
Yeah.
So it extends your plays, more free play, more swings. This is a really good card. This is the trio combination card. It's from the new set. And it has a limit 1 on it for when it swings. I can detach a card from underneath it to give something minus 30k power. So it comes into play by paying 1, choosing any Saiyan on your side of the field, and taking that card and putting it underneath. So if I'm playing these apes and trying to loop them, I can play 1, swing with it, pay 1, put this on top of it, restand, and if this card gained the power for the turn, and you put this card on top, then it gains the power as well. And then when I swing, then I can detach the card from underneath, give something on their side of the field minus 30k, which could trigger one-hit wonder to come into play. And then since I don't have this card in play anymore, I can play another one and just keep looping all my effects.
It's a lot of aggression, a lot of free play, no energy costs.
Combo power. I play 3 Trunks Deluge of power. They are just a super combo without draw. They're 10k power for battle cards. So if I swing with anything and I combo with this, it's just 10k. Super combo choice, 4 beers. This card is really relevant, especially for the fact of it's live turn 1, and Sin is a very early aggressive deck to where it will swing at you for 20k double strike crit, or 30k double strike crit, or even 40k triple strike crit turn 1 or turn 2, turn 3. So you want to be able to get out of all their swings and not sacrifice your life. So this goes straight into the Z energy and it helps you awaken.
Yeah, I think that super combo is pretty overtuned, especially if not just defending early, but you being the aggressor, putting on pressure early, keeping the hand size full as well.
Yep, and Pan likes to stay above 4 life, so since this is live at 8 life, then I can use it all the time, every game. I play 3 Topo. This is just for defense in the deck. If mostly going second. If I'm going first, I don't ever really play this. I usually kill them by turn 3, turn 4, so it's never relevant. But if I'm going second, then sometimes I have to sit back and not be able to kill them when I need my turn 4 play. So I just sit back on turn 3, play 1, go 10, sit back on 2 energy, and just Topo. And just that way I can get to my turn 4.
Yep. Build a board, Topo, then go in the next turn.
I main deck 4 Brawly Crown. This choice was to make my blue matchups much better, especially like SS3, Gamma, things that constantly leave energy open. And I didn't want to have this go into the side deck, risk my game 1, and that way we go into have a stronger game 2. I just wanted to have a stronger first game. And this helps towards your Saiyan count for your burst Goku. You want to, when you're playing this, you always want to be bursting Saiyans. So this is a relevant 5k Saiyan that can be bursted into the drop to work for him.
Better have it than not. Even if it's not relevant in the matchup, you could just charge it or Z energy it, whatever you need.
Yep. I played 4 of this Trunks. So the reason for this, I was playing Borgos.
This is different.
Yeah. This card takes the place of Borgos. Borgos is a 1-drop summon, draw a card. If you have a bond 3 on the field, he gains 10k to become a 15k, which then will trigger Pan's auto to draw. I sacrifice that to main deck this Trunks, and all he does for me currently is play him and draw a card. He's just a cantrip. but he works with my side deck choices that help in all the other matchups that I use them for. So we'll get to that when we get to the side.
Yeah, and if you see Borgos early, it's just exactly the same card if you don't have the Bond 3 turn 1 anyways.
Yep, just a cantrip.
Yeah.
Secret rare of choice was Vegito, Light in the Dark. This one is because when I get to turn 4, if I had Vegeta, my choice would be Defender of Life or Vegeta. I couldn't play both. So this one, since it's a free Overrealm, I can play my Defender of Life, and then I can go into the Secret Rare and look at their hand and determine how defensive they are and just go in. This one also gives your leader 10k power for until the start of your next turn. So you're very defensive on the crackback. And this SCR, when you play it on 4, will gain Quad Strike, so you can swing for 4 damage. He's also a Overrealm to keep in mind. So that came up in one of my Gamma matches where I killed him on his 2 energy, my 3 energy play, and I got him down to 1 life, didn't have any swings left, 6 cards in the drop. I just summoned it on turn 3 and swung for 40k single damage, and he thought I couldn't play it because it says that you need 4 energy, but that's not true. It's an Overrealm card, so you can just play it anytime. You just don't get the effects unless you're at 4. My second Overrealm choice, this card came out of nowhere.
The Spice
is Dark Rejuvenation Toa. So this card here is from set 4, and it's a pay 1 Overrealm 3. When it comes on to the field, it restands a battle card 2 or less. And so this card, shout out to Butters for this. He told Travis Washburn about it, and Travis told me, and this card surprised everyone at the tournament. And it came out of nowhere. You basically swing twice with your defender, once, twice, play the Overrealm, restand, swing a 3rd time. I play 1 Double Strike Champa just for lead to go in if I need to. 2 Fly to the Grand Eagles. These cards are counterattacks. They don't stop the attack, but they give your leader 100,000 power for the attack. You can also play it for free by negating 2 battle cards by 10k for the turn. So it's relevant when Sin is trying to swing at you for 40k triple strike crit, and you just pay 1 to get out of it. It's relevant in SS4 Gogeta. When they're swinging at you, you're at 1 life. You know they're going to Z Awaken. They're going to be 100k power. They're going to go in and try and kill you, so you just say, no, I'm 100k with you. So we're just going to go to combo step. So there's a lot of relevant matches where this comes in and you just feel safe.
Yeah, and it'll be free most of the time because you pretty much have a board presence always.
Yep. And then just 2 testing the oppositions. I just felt I needed them. I didn't really ever want to play them, but if I was at 5 and something was swinging at me for a triple strike or quad or something, then I'd play it and be safe for the attack.
Yeah, it's pretty much to stop the last attack for the turn because everybody's playing around it with the new Broly Overrealm or negging it some way.
Yeah. So Z deck, 3 Vegetas. I didn't really actually summon this, not once, honestly, the entire tournament. But they are here to board clear. They restand, they gain double strike, they gain 10k power. They combo with cards from the drop, they neg 15. They're an awesome card.
It sounds good, but it's just not as good as Defender Life.
Yeah. I played 1 Videl. Shout out to Travis for this one. He wanted me to play this, and it came up once in a match. Really relevant. It was against Gamma. They summoned the Gohan superhero card to where if they bottom deck it, then, or if they activate main, then for your entire next turn, you can't swing with any battle cards unless you bottom deck a 2 or less, which I only have 8 cards in the main deck that I can bottom deck. So he summoned this on my last swing. I had 1 energy open, this in the Z deck, so I summoned it and I swung with it, and I had an Earthling in the drop, or in the Z energy, so I was able to choose the Gohan and kill it, and this gains 10k power when I do so he wasn't able to activate his floodgate on my next turn, and I just killed him.
Nice.
This is my I guess, 3 other secret rares in the deck. They may as well be a secret rare. When you summon it for the first thing, Pan gives it 5k power. The ape that you put underneath it. So when you summon it, you get to choose a Saiyan in the drop and put one underneath him, which you're choosing this almost every single time. If it's in there, you're doing it. This ape gives this card 5k power, and it gives this card an auto to where when this card swings, you neg something on your opponent's side of the field, minus 25k power every time it swings. So you summon it, Pan gives it 5k, becomes 25. You put this card underneath it, it gives it 5k, so it becomes 30. You pay 1 for his activate main to give him 5k power and dual attack, so he becomes a 35k. And then you have an activate main on your leader to give a Z battle card 2 cost a 5k boost, so he becomes a 40k. And so now he's a 40k double strike, dual attack, deflect barrier card that when he swings, he negs something 25k. And if your opponent is at 4 or higher life, when you summon him, they burn 1, so they go down to 3. And then if they're tapped out, if they thought they were safe on turn 3 and you summon this card, and on your turn 4, you burn them down to 3 life, when you swing, if they activate their blocker negates, like testing opposition, then they take a life, they stop the attack, and they summon their blocker, but then you activate the auto to neg it, so you neg the blocker, and now you swing again for double strike to their 2 life. And they just die. If you can't kill them, then you play the Overrealm, like I showed, you restand it, and so you swing for a 3rd time for 40k double strike.
Triple attack, 40k double strikes, pretty good. Kill 3 cards.
So that was the Z deck. For the side deck, I'm playing 3 Heavenly Wizard Demigra.
I saw a lot of people side deck this card, and they said it was okay.
Yeah, I never actually summoned it during the tournament. I didn't need to. There was the matchups that it was for the Exodia deck. I just can't beat that deck with the SCR coming down. If it hits the board, it's pretty much GG for me. So this card ignores barrier, and it's my out to it. So if I see it, then I swing, combo, and I kill it. This card's also relevant for the Gohan matchup, the blue Gohan. And when they summon their SCR, they're always at 3 energy the entire game. So no matter what turn I draw this on, I can kill the SCR.
Yeah.
I played 2 Violent Ray. I didn't actually put it in the main deck ever. It was specifically for like extra hate for the Exodia deck. It could be good for Sin, like stopping their triple striker.
Good against Vegito too.
Yeah, just hard negates, but I never actually needed it, so it just stayed in the side the whole time. 2 Black Smokes. These are very relevant. I summoned this mostly against Gamma. I played 4 Gammas, and I sided it in every time, and I just would kill their unisons with it. I could side it in against Super Saiyan 4, but I didn't feel like it was ever necessary. When they summoned their unison, I just ignored it and I killed them. But that's pretty much it. It also ignores barrier, which is relevant, because game 1 in my top 32, I just got destroyed by Goku striving to be the best. That card sucks, and I didn't have this, so that's what I need that for.
Also draws a card when you play it in Pan.
Yep. There's a 1 of Kettle. This one was Travis's tech, and I thought it would be good. I had it in my hand multiple times. I just never got the opportunity to summon it. It's a counterplay that when your opponent summons something 20k or less, you summon this for 2 if you have a bond 3 already established on board, and it just sends the card straight to the drop. It's mostly for the yellow matchup, for like robotic repost, because you build a big board, they don't really deal with your board, and you always have this live, so it comes down for 2. But I didn't play any yellow, and I only played against Gamma that were floodgating me. So I did side it in against them, but I was never able to summon it because I never kept a board. I would always force them into a situation where they wanted to sell first, and they cleared my board.
Yeah. Not a lot of floodgates out there anyways. It seems all the blue mid-range decks kind of converted to a combo step eccentric deck.
Yeah, for the most part. So my trunks tech that I showed, these guys.
Oh, yep.
So this was main decked so that I could side into a 7-card package of Chain Attack Zeno.
Here we go.
Yeah, back to the OG roots of Chain Zeno. Now the thought process with this is SS4 Gogeta is a rough matchup for the most part. They have 18 to 20 cards in hand. You have 3 turns to force them to awaken. If you can't do that because you went second, or if you just don't have the cards to pressure them and they stabilize and then they go into their turn 4 and summon their 8-drop, you're kind of screwed. So you have to be able to pressure them, and if you can't do that, this is my answer. I main deck 4 of these. I side in 7 cards. On my turn 3, their turn 3, whatever, if they went first, and it's my turn 3 going second, they're going to hit 4 before me. So I summon this for 1, I evolve it for 2, and I Zeno them. And we reset their 18-card hand down to 5. And now we're on an equal playing field, and they can't do their fusions, they can't do anything, and they just die. Same thing if I'm going first, then I can either summon it for 3, or I will hit 4 before them, and I'll just hard cast Chain Zeno. And then it ruins their whole turn 4 play.
So do you say that no matter what, regardless if you go first or second?
Yeah. Yep, and I played it once against one, and ironically, it actually cost me the match because they drew like a god. And their 5 cards, they got their 8-drop, along with 2 fusion pieces and their secret rare, so I can't really stop that. So,
Jesus. Yeah.
It's a dice roll, but it works. That's how I win that matchup, if I can't pressure them enough.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I know the blue cards have that new Z battle card, the Goku, that resets their hand to 10, which kind of helps in that matchup too, but red doesn't have too much.
Nope, that's the only answer I got for it.
Yeah. Well, sweet. Right on, Tim. You're tapping nationals again. Any shout-outs, any last thoughts?
Yeah, so we're gonna firstly shout out my girlfriend that went with me, Rosa. She supported me the entire weekend, drove me back and forth, was there at the event, cheering me on. It was a great time. And then all the teammates from Team Bay that practiced with me over in the East Bay, shout out to all of them. Shout out to all the people in my Sacramento local that I went and practiced with as well. And then shout out to Travis and Eric Solito. Eric stood on the phone with me for about 2 hours before my flight, talked me through a lot of matchups. He wasn't able to attend the event, unfortunately, but he's the Canada player for PAN. And we worked on this list, all 3 of us, for about 2 months to get into nationals. And the list was perfect. I couldn't ask for another change to it. I wouldn't change another thing, except for maybe side deck, but that's it. Like, the list was super great. So Travis, Butters, and Eric, they all helped with the deck a lot.
Sweet. Nice. So we'll see you in March at the World Qualifiers.
Yep, I will be there.
Alrighty.